Hi guys, how are you? I'm hoping that you're doing very well. Personally, I'm well. I thank God. It's a beautiful, beautiful day that the Lord has given us. We yet doing this once again. Welcome to our new viewers. This channel is called Men's Reflection, brought to you by myself, Terin Jiro. I'm going to be your host. And in this channel, our business is all about men. We want to learn much more about the men's world from when they are boys growing up, the challenges they go through, and how far they have come. We want to celebrate them for the achievement that they have made, and we are blessed to have you on board. We are blessed for you that have decided to become a subscriber. If you have not subscribed, we would really urge you to subscribe, and you can share this because I'm sure it's going to help someone out there. We are yet hosted again by Nokras Hotel Embo, a beautiful, beautiful place, very cool. They have amazing facilities. You need to see the accommodation in this place. There is a restaurant, there is a place you can come with your family to chill out. They have conference facilities, sorry, for them that are in companies that are looking for to take their employees or the management team, whatever you want. The conference facilities in this hotel is going to sort you out. Don't forget to check it out. It's on your way to, is it Meru Highway? I think that is right. And I'm sure they are going to sort you out. Today, we are going to discuss a topic that we know very well is important to anyone that is having a boy child or even girls in this particular case, because it's something that is affecting our society, the churches, the family, and all of us as a whole. Just the other day, Pope gave quite a comment about the issues that we want to address today. And as I promised you, that we are always going to have guests on board that have been able to major on some few issues that we'll be discussing. And today, once again, our viewers, we are blessed to have a teacher and the pastor, Life Church. Allow me to address him today as a teacher. Mr. Mureithi, right?
Yeah.
He is a mathematics teacher wa mao, akona sisi leo, and physics in Kangaro High School. Please, it's good to have you on board, sir.
Pleasure.
Welcome.
Thank you.
He's not new to this channel. He has become a friend. And I'm hoping that you checked out the last video to see his story and how he has managed to be where he is. But today, I want him to kindly take us through a subject that I'm sure parents out there could be willing to get enlightened on, and that is the topic of sexuality in high schools. You deal with boys that are dealing with trying to figure out who they are, the challenges they face. And on the same, we are going to touch a little bit on the issue to do with LGBTQ in our high schools, because the small research I've done, some of the people that come out here to say they are gays and lesbian, through this, they did not start when they are all grown. Some of them have been nurtured away from high schools. So please, my viewers, allow me to welcome on board, or help me welcome on board, Mr. Mureithi is going to do a brief introduction, and then he will take us through how are we supposed to identify maybe when our boys and our girls are changing from the normal, and how do they grow up to understand their sexuality, bearing in mind it's an adolescent age.
Yeah.
They are trying to figure out, what do I know, what to do. And I'm sure that at the end of this show today, we are going to learn something. So welcome on board.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you again.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, viewers. I'm back again.
Yeah.
As Tele has said, I'm a high school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Been there now for around 10 years.
Yeah.
Teaching specifically, I've been handling boys.
Okay.
However, I've also been able to interact with the girl child.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, there are many things, of course, I've come across.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I nowadays don't teach mathematics.
Whoa, you changed after all that struggle.
I only teach physics.
Wow. Okay. You told us the last time that your best subject was
Was.
Oh, was. Okay.
Was.
Okay.
Past tense. Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm.
So currently I'm a teacher of physics.
Okay.
And I teach purely physics.
Oh.
Because of one or two issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
to be a physics teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So back to our story.
Yeah.
about sexuality among the adolescent, the growing teen. I want to say that we are dealing personally. I dealing with an age that is they are doing what we call self-discovery. And one of the things that have resulted to the moral decadence we have in our society is because we have allowed these young ones to discover by themselves. And that kind of discovery is very risky. Because the things they are discovered, they are not censored. Neither are they controlled.
True.
So you allow them to do it by their own without any control measure, then it becomes dangerous. It is going to discover. Self-discovery is very important. But as they say, too much without control, it can become poisonous.
Destructive.
It can become destructive. And that's where we are right now. With the emergence of social media, the spreading, the networkings that we have today, that if the smartphones are everywhere. So when we were growing, there were no smartphones.
By the way, it is true.
So you could only rely on the rumors.
Were there even any phones?
There were no
The phones that came were the Motorola and the Nokia that came way when we were from 4, from 3.
Just
that was the emergency of phones, and
clear.
you could not even access it.
You couldn't.
They were for your mom and dad. Period.
Buying of airtime was an issue.
Where were you supposed to get money?
50, 100. There was no airtime. It was 500, 1,000.
I remember.
So by that, the kind of information that we used to get was a bit controlled.
Limited. It was limited.
And you realize much of it we could learn either from our peers or from our parents. They were broad enough to sit us down and advise us accordingly. Nowadays, the site is open. Anybody can learn anything.
As far as they have the accessibility. And the accessibility is anywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Together.
Wow.
So now, that is now what has brought us to where we are today. That's why we are comfortable talking of LGBTQ. In our times, it was a taboo.
Actually, I think some of us have heard this word.
Yes.
Just the other day when it started.
Yes. Because when you are growing, hearing somebody is a lesbian or somebody is a gay, somebody is something like that of the sort, it looked weird. Actually, it would be isolated by the society. Because they're like, what kind of a human being are you? Are you an animal? What are you? But nowadays, because of what we are calling the activists, the world is open, whatever the Americans are doing,
weddings all over,
all things are all over. The gays are marrying openly. And I think that is what has also given the church a lot of pressure. The Pope, wherever he is, a lot of pressure. It's like, okay, as long as you can bless these people. Because there is too much pressure, because this thing is open. And that's why if we fail on our responsibility, then we are losing a generation.
And if I may ask, what do you think it's our responsibility?
Of course, everything is our responsibility.
Allow me to ask you a question. Do you think our parents, not even our parents, do you think parents should sit their children down and talk about sex? You are a pastor.
Yes. Let me tell you.
Where do they start?
Why?
Some of them have even more experience than the one that you are teaching. So if at all they are supposed to bring up the discussion, at what age are we supposed to be sensitizing our children about this?
As early as these young ones can understand what you're saying.
So what age are we talking about?
As young as they can start understanding this.
Okay.
Because as you're saying that they know much, how did they know?
This accessibility that we are talking about.
Now that is the issue. Because now we are struggling to do the deleting of what has already been implanted in their mind. Because we are around the wrong content to be implanted in them.
But we don't have the control of the content. Nowadays I've seen even the cartoon, Pastor, I don't know, allow me to call you Pastor.
Yes.
Have you seen even the cartoon have started to be figured when it comes to a girl, there is a figure.
Of course,
When it comes to, people are bringing an advertisement, there is, I don't know, honestly.
And it is at that level, now you need to sit down with your son, with your daughter, and make them understand who they are, number one. Identity.
Yeah.
Identity. Who am I?
So that
I'm a boy.
identity, you mean?
I'm a girl.
Okay, so that is where identity starts from.
So we start from there.
Okay.
Discovering who they are. Then number two, they also need to discover the what you can say that the development, the body development of a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in class 6, there was that book that was produced that will show about the growth of a boy.
Yeah,
and
the body.
the body shape,
Yes,
and whatever.
yes.
And whatever.
I remember.
At that age.
How old again?
I think we were around class 6 somewhere there. That's when I saw that.
At this time, the age yenye
but now,
watoto.
at this time limited.
Yeah.
As young as PP1 and PP2. These
That
young
is 6
ones,
years, 7
yes,
years.
7 years. They need to start knowing these things. We have to understand. If we have to control, listen, and I want to say this.
Yeah.
Biblically, it is the responsibility
of a parent
to show their children the way.
That is true.
You have been brought up in a church.
Yes, I have.
Proverbs 21:6. The Bible says, train up a child the way he should go when he is young.
Yeah. And when he grows up, he will never depart from it.
That way.
So you tend to, if I can get you right, you're saying that the current parents, there are things that we have chosen to take responsibility to educate our children on, but could we believe, would I be right if I say we are leaving out the key things that are affecting our children, and that is the sex education in their lives?
I want another scripture.
Yeah.
Proverbs 29:13. Is it 13 or 17? 17. Inasema, collect your child and he shall give you rest.
Okay.
You shall find rest.
If you correct.
If you collect.
That is true.
You shall find rest.
That is true.
It is scriptural. So that means if you don't collect and show this child the way, you'll never
that you'll be restless.
You'll be restless. And that is what is happening today in our society. So many parents are in turmoil. They don't know where to run to. I'm a teacher. You find a mother coming crying, Mwalimu, I don't know what I'll do with my son. I cannot handle him anymore. That
reminds me, the other day we were having a discussion. I was telling someone, it's too bad. I think it was the CEO. The last show by the grace of God, we had him on board, Achievers, Bishop Mukundi.
Yes.
And I was telling him, it's too bad that so many parents right now are sick.
Yes.
Not because it's their health.
Yes.
It's what their children have taken them through.
Correct.
So many parents right now are dead.
Yes.
Let me use that word literally.
Yeah, completely dead.
Yes. Not because they were unwell, but it's because the stress and everything, as you are saying, they could not find rest. And it was too much for them to take on. So many parents wanaishi na madawa mpaka you are at a place whereby you really look at a parent and you're like, I wish I have the power to change your son or your daughter to save you from this that you're going through.
Let me ask a question. If you see this beautiful plant, the flowers now they are green, becoming yellow.
Yeah.
They just start becoming yellow. What should come into your mind?
You first go to the root.
There is a problem with the root.
Yes, that is the first place system. You check. It's not the stem or anything.
The root system. Yeah. It is not the stem.
Yeah.
Neither the leaves themselves.
It's the root system.
And that's where we are right now. For us, we are trying to blame the roots. We are trying to blame the stem. We are trying to blame the leaf itself, but we are not looking at the
stem, the root.
The root itself.
Sorry.
We as a parent, at the foundation level, what precautions have we taken to bring these young ones to the limelight?
Yeah.
I've been moving across and having the youth discussion, in churches and so on and so on. Yeah. Sometimes you give them an opportunity to ask questions, and you can gasp at the kind of questions.
I'm a witness. There is a day I was doing counseling in a high school around home area, and it is true. Some of the questions they asked you, like, some of them you even don't know whether you literally want to answer them.
And the question is this. The question is this. They are having all this, but no one is there to answer for them.
That is true.
So they are having a lot of rumors in their mind.
But they don't know which
But
one
they
is
don't know.
which.
They don't know which one is correct, which one is not. So eventually, they try now to try it, what they are hearing.
Whatever they are
They
hearing.
want to practice it. So that now they can attest, is it true or is it not true? And that is now how gayism, lesbianism, whatever is coming now with our young people.
Allow me to ask you a question. You have been a high school teacher in a boarding school for the last 10 years.
Correct.
According to the research and maybe the few things I've been doing a lot of reading
Yes.
ever since God placed the burden of a boy child in my
Yes.
heart, but also the issue of sexuality, the issue of LGBTQ and everything, I've come to realize something. I don't know whether you people have made that observation, that again there is a percentage in these people that have become or lesbian or gays. These people were sexually molested when they were young.
Correct.
So if it's a boy, he hates women.
Yes.
Because apparently, you are professional. Your wife is a professional.
Yeah.
You leave your boy with a house girl.
Yeah.
You don't have a place whereby you open a channel between you and your child.
Yes.
To be able to know, as you are saying, when it comes to understanding themselves and their identity. So you've not been able to bring up your child, your boy or a girl. Allow me to talk about both gender in this case.
Yes.
That you are able to sit them down and tell them, if somebody touches you here,
Yes.
it's inappropriate and you're
Yes.
supposed to report them to me. So
Correct.
you realize they are parent, that their children have been constantly
Yes.
again
Abuse.
and again
Yes.
been abused.
Yes.
And by the time they come to realize who they are crashing. Because if it's a girl that has been molested by a fellow woman, how is she supposed to deal with that? If it's a boy that has been molested by, too bad, I was reading a clause somewhere and it was saying, for the boys, I'm sorry to say this, and we say this with all the disclaimer, you find out they are boys that grow up in orphanage.
Yeah.
People take advantage of these poor boys,
Yeah.
and some can be introduced by their elders and people
Correct.
that are in authority to these, I'm sorry, I don't even know the word to use.
Yeah.
And by the time they grow up, they are already in crisis.
Correct.
Have been sexually molested. And the society, by the way, we tend to magnify sexual molestation of a girl more than a boy.
In fact, for a boy is silent.
Actually, do you think you're going to carry the burden if I tell you I'm sexually molested? How does that happen? But it's the high time we come back to our senses and correct these two errors, because they are happening to both boys and girls. So would you really tell us whether it is true, according to maybe the cases and the experience that you have, that some of these people that develop this are sexually molested when they were young and they never spoke about it because they did not even have anyone to tell? Or even the ones that were told did not want to address the issue. So it continued. So growing up, where do I start? Am I a woman? How am I supposed to love a man? Has it ever happened?
Now, there you are nailing it. That's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that is very correct. And that's why I said the problem is not the leaf.
It's the root.
The problem is not the stem. The problem
is the root. Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that 90% of us, of these cases, the adults have contributed in one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Either the parent, the close relatives, or the people that you might call the people that you expect to provide safety
for those children.
So they abuse these young ones at such an early age.
And they have
to a point whereby there is no room for literature.
Wow.
Nowadays, sometimes you even listen to movies, you look at books, look at novels, and you now hear those issues.
Yeah.
They are coming out. The writers are trying to bring those issues.
They are trying to capture.
Yeah, they are trying to capture those issues.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it was a bit abnormal. And I think it's the right time we come openly and say, these things are happening. And they are there.
Yeah.
And if they are there, then let us serve justice.
But how many people do you think will be out there to say, so-and-so molested my child, you molested this child, and this is the steps that are, at the end of the day, as a family, we are bound to cover it up?
Yes, that's now the problem. That's what I'm saying. The root. We are the ones who are fueling the whole thing. So as a parent, number one,
Yeah.
I want to say this. We have denied our sons and daughters our accessibility. They cannot access us.
Accessibility. Okay.
They cannot access us. So we appear strangers to our own.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible you are living with your son and he's a stranger to you.
True.
You are living with your daughter and he's a complete stranger. I once listened a case. I'm a preacher.
Yeah.
And I went in one of the schools in
Yeah.
Western Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this girl. The girl, during my meeting, she came for salvation and so on and so on, deliverance and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So later she opens to me and asks me, Pastor, what shall I do?
Mm-hmm.
My mother was, of course, they separated with my father.
Yeah.
My father bought a second wife.
Mm-hmm.
And when my mother left me in the hands of this man has been sexually molesting me.
Wow.
Who is my father?
Biological.
Biological. This is a girl. So she's like, I'm trying to share it with my mom, the real biological mother. And the mom tells her, can you stop that nonsense?
Wow.
The nonsense you are trying to propagate so that I remove you from your father cannot work.
You're supposed to be obedient to that man and the wife.
I'm not ready to take up responsibility. So the girl is crushed. The girl is a bright girl.
Mm-hmm.
The father wants that girl to go to the university college. She's telling me, my father, she tells me, when if I pass to go to the university, he cannot allow me to go far. I must be the university where she will be monitoring my moves. Where he will be monitoring me.
So it is zero grazing,
It's
kind
zero
of for his benefit.
So it's like, now my girl, you're no longer my girl. You're not only my girl, you're also my wife. And I'm ready to
biological father
to protect you. This girl is trying to talk to the lead biological mother. Mother is like, please stop this. Cut this nonsense. I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm saying. So that girl is so much traumatized. Traumatized. Even the performance is decrying.
It's normal.
She's
What do you
asking me, Pastor,
expect?
what do I do?
Yeah.
She has slept with me several times, countless times. I have nowhere to land.
Wow.
That is now where we are. So such a girl is pushed and he hates men at some point. They will be pushed to hate men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they hate men, now the social media creates an alternative.
I have all the right to hate them if my own biological father, who is supposed to protect me, is the one that is abusing me. So which other man am I going to trust?
I also have another daughter of mine. Now she's a grown-up. She's a nun or she's working. But the biological father has sexually abused that girl.
What is the world ending? Where is the world ending to?
These are not fables or fake stories. This is the reality.
I know.
So this is where we are. And that's why I said you nailed it on the head. That these are some of the things that are contributing
to the LGBTQ society.
The LGBTQ. As much as we are blaming these people,
we have a responsibility on it.
I condemn it 100%.
Yeah.
It's not right.
True.
I cannot say that I'll bless anybody or I wish to have anybody around me.
Yeah.
Who will be in that kind of a society. Though we have them in our sons, we have them in schools.
True.
And sometimes when you realize, you just not try to give them some counseling. And when you dig, you realize some of them have issues at home. You have a lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot of hurt in the past. And those hurts have now brought you to this level. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I've said isolation. They don't have anybody that they can trust. So
in case something is happening to my life,
yes,
I have a dad, but I cannot access him.
You as a woman,
I have a mom. Yeah.
Your daughter gets molested by the father. She comes and tells you. Very few women will take action.
That is true.
A good number will say, please, for the sake of my family.
For the sake of my marriage.
For the sake of my marriage. Let that
slide off in a slide too.
Let it never
get to another year.
If I hear it to another with another person, you face it life.
You know, I thank God for the channels that have come up, because I've listened
Yes.
to so many stories. And I'm sorry to say, as much as we would want to downplay the effect of sexual harassment when it comes to children,
Yes.
it is contributing to traumas
Yes.
that is even affecting the marriages.
Correct. Correct. So now that girl who has that been sexually abused,
Yeah,
do you think she'll have at least a desire for marriage?
of course not.
She'll be seeing a man a monster.
Yeah,
Every man comes around
yeah.
is a monster. So I'd rather have a bestie.
The one that will not, kind of, if I'm telling myself there's no harm in any way, I can
no
trust
harm
her.
in it. We'll just have fun. That is it. I'll feel good. That's it.
Wow.
Because he sees this man as a monster.
Because the very man that was supposed to protect me
Yes.
abused me.
He took advantage. And he messed my life.
So I'm done with men,
I'm done with men.
no matter what.
No matter what. So now from that level, that one case, because they are isolated cases, they are not many, let's say so.
Yeah.
They are not many, they are isolated in society. But now they get to a point whereby they have to recruit their own. Now the problem is coming in now where it's coming now for recruitment.
And that is where now your profession as a teacher and high schools come on board, because you find out that I have to recruit a number of them. I even have a team. Someone even was telling me that they even get favors.
Yes.
The moment you are known you belong to this,
Yes.
you get favors in schools until you are like, what?
So these things are happening. So they start now the recruiting process. Who are they going to recruit? They are now going to recruit those young boys, those young girls who are not molested. But now they were not given that self-awareness.
They don't know who they are. They don't know what sex is about.
They don't know about sex. It's about what and what. So they want to explore anything. And we as parents, we shy off.
We agreed watafunzwa na
Yes,
dunia.
watatufunzwa.
That is a discussion I cannot.
Watafunzwa na dunia. And you know that statement, when it was being used, it was trying to show how cruel the world can
be.
in
That is
teaching you.
true.
So you'd rather listen to what
to
we are
me,
saying.
yes, as a parent.
We are a bit soft.
Yeah, that
We are
is
a bit
true.
calm.
You could hear that much when we were growing up. Yeah.
Yes.
You either choose to go by my ways,
Yes.
or you wait for the world.
It's very cruel. It's
Yeah.
very brutal.
So now we are at this stage of recruitment.
Yes.
So we are going to literally
Yes.
recruit people that have not gone through the same heart with like us.
Yes.
Simply because there is a gap.
There is a gap.
There is a gap for knowledge that has not been dispensed by the right people.
Correct. Because the best knowledge is the knowledge that comes from the right people. As
True.
you say.
Yeah.
A mother is a good
having
source
a conversation.
Knowledge.
A father.
A father. Where are our fathers today? Maybe one of them.
Hey, you people are busy making money.
But you see, sometimes you blame us, but you are the problem, because
how are we the problem now?
Pushing us so hard.
Pushing how?
You want us to buy an helicopter, and the only thing I can afford is a bicycle. So I'll spend sleepless night looking for a helicopter.
You know, I've said this and I'll repeat again. I don't know whether it was in this show or a conversation I had with a friend.
Yes.
Why can't our men live within their means?
It is not their
because
problem.
Naturally, Pastor, let's really have let's a little bit.
Yes.
The truth remains, if I'm gonna come to your life, I'm gonna come to your life as a helper, not a dictator. So I'm supposed to go with the flow of your life.
Correct.
I'm feeling so bad when I see men depressed out here because of living up to a standard they cannot be able to maintain. Why not choose your battles?
Men, we have no problem.
Someone said choose your headache.
Listen.
I feel like men are not choosing their headache, right?
You know, for us men, we have no trouble. We were born from the dust. We are the product of dust itself. We can live to the lowest. But the girl child is the problem, because now I don't want to lose my wife.
So you have to up your game in a way that is training you, and at the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, this whole thing is even pushing our men to suicide. The other day we were trying, the Bishop Reina's church was trying to categorize to us the causes of stress to men and how to even manage it. But you people must come up with a bare minimum of, this is the much I can afford.
It is true.
You know?
It is true. But again, the love for the family. I love my wife. I love my daughter. So I'll do whatever I can to provide.
Then if I love you, I'm supposed to be able to live within your means.
My ego matters.
True.
So you keep on hurting my ego. You are finishing me. Actually, one of the problems we have is men that their ego, their esteem
That
is
is true.
completely dead.
I know.
So that man is just like a dead person.
Mm-hmm.
You get that?
Yeah.
So we okay, that's just a by the way.
Yeah.
It was not a key thing.
No, our point was, we go back there. Our point of, you're trying to make us women look like they are the reason as to why fathers are not present in their children's life. But I'll tell you one thing. Parenting is intentional, Pastor.
Correct. I agree.
It doesn't matter what the differences we have.
Yeah, sure.
But I make a decision. Yeah. I want to be an impact and a positive impact in my daughter's life, in my son's life. So it's not about what you want as a woman. I'll try to provide, but I have a responsibility. You know why? I'm sorry to say this, but this is the reality. A woman can come and go.
Yes.
But your daughter,
yes,
your son will remain with you.
Part.
So we're supposed to go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves, what part have I contributed to the becoming of the child that I begot? Yes. It doesn't matter at whatever age.
Yes.
But fathers are giving that excuse of trying to put up with the standards. And I think it's the high time, because I'm sorry to say this, the reason as to why the girl child is skating the height of everything, it's because she has seen intentional mentors.
Yes.
Intentional mentors. Where are you people? Are you mentoring our young people? Are you?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Patrick. But you know, life is about consensus. Marriage, family is about, we agree the terms, you know, that you put the framework of the learning of your family, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, let me tell you, and I want to avoid this area of discussion.
Yeah.
In the current society, we have a lot of single parent.
Yeah, we do. All over.
A father who was brought up by an absent mother, an absent father, cannot be able to father.
I agree.
Because you can only father the way
you are fathered. I agree with you.
So that's now where the whole thing is coming in. So when now you want like a small pressure somebody is getting from the family, you know, the Yoka family.
Yeah.
You know, so some of them, they go blank.
Men don't know. I think men don't know how to survive under pressure. They just shrink back.
Now that is it. I think in I heard like men use the right to blame, the women use the left to blame. The left brain is more stronger, so they're able to handle many things.
So tell us, please, how do we balance so that we can have an opportunity to give access to our children for the right information to be dispensed to them at whatever age?
I'll say this. Whatever, forget about probably what we have just said.
Yeah.
Let us take it upon ourselves. Let us stop giving excuses. All of us. Men, stop giving excuses.
Yeah.
Women, stop giving excuses. Let us take up the responsibility of bringing our children as a key assignment, as a job. The way you wake up in the morning to go to work,
you're supposed to wake up in the morning.
That is how you should wake up in the morning.
With an intention of being a parent.
Of being a father, of being a mother.
Wow. That's
create time, even if it's not there. Look for whatever means possible.
Yeah.
So we have to make it intentional, to be very frank. Because we are failing at that point.
Yeah.
The Bible says in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6, I think from line number 6, God says, and the things that I've taught you, teach them. It to your children. Plant it, place it on the door frames.
Yeah.
Place it in their, print it in their heart. Everywhere. Let them learn.
Yeah.
And so we have to go back to the basics. Let us stop giving blame games. Let us stop blaming the young men.
Yeah.
Naonanga wazazi waikuja shule karibu uwe mtoto juu umejua anakunywa bangi. Umejua anavuta bangi akiwa form 3. You have never known your son takes back. Because you leave at 5 in the morning, you come back at 11. You'll never know.
Washalala akiamka.
Washarara. Vijana walivuta bangi.
For the few times they are at home, you're busy trying to...
They organize a bash.
Those things.
They are having a party. Kumbe ile keki hata imepikwa na bangi. Smoky, they are full of bangi, most of them nowadays. You as a parent, you don't care to bother. What are they enjoying for the cake? Where did they go for the bash? Walienda birthday ya nani? What walikuwa na nani? You don't care because you have no time.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we lose them at an young age. So wakikuja pande ingine, they will easily be inducted into drugs,
Whatever.
into homosexuality.
Let me
into
ask you a
gayism,
question.
and, what
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
As a parent, my daughter or my son has just joined high school.
Yes.
How would I know? Because I'm trying to imagine of a parent that way later, a daughter is, a mother is waiting to be brought to a son-in-law. And then all of a sudden, I start introducing this funny lady, if it's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Like literally, they changed, they diverted. What are some of the signs that a parent would look up to see that the way my son was going,
Yes.
something is wrong? What
Yes.
what are the parents supposed to do? Because the earlier we do it,
The
better. But until we know what we are supposed to be
Yes.
looking for, we cannot be able to figure it out.
Listen, if you ask a farmer, a committed farmer,
Yeah,
he will tell you the signs that my
true.
cattle
Yeah.
is not in good mood today.
My mom is a farmer, I'll tell you
must
true.
Be sick.
Yeah, haijakula.
There are those that they have what we call the silent heat. A serious farmer will know.
You know, sometimes my mother would come and say, ng'ombe haijakula, haijalala. You know, you look at them and you are like, you're paying attention to animals the same way you pay attention to us. So,
That's what I'm saying. The level of interaction
between parents,
the farmers and the livestock they are keeping has
the
made them understand in this right change
that comes on.
Another day, my daughter ametoka kwa grandmother yake. Kufika tu kwa nyumba hivi, the mother said, and this girl is sick. The grandma has not discovered. The grandfather has not discovered. Mimi nimekuja nikamsaidia nimeona tu ameboeka. But the mother was like very fast. Uko mgonjwa unaumia wapi? And to tell you for sure, the next thing I was running to the hospital. The next thing I was running to the hospital.
Haraka sana.
Fever zimepanda, ende utafute dawa, nini.
Wow.
And wamekuja na grandfather wake na hajajua.
Yeah.
Because yule mama ameinteract na mtoto wake.
True. She's able to notice even the slightest change.
You don't allow the bond between you and your son or your daughter to break.
Yeah.
You will be able to sense even a small change.
Even when they are in adolescence?
Correct. Because much of this initiation, they don't happen in school. They happen back at home, to surprise you. I had one guy who was living in Nairobi. He came confessing he was informed to that.
Yeah.
And mwalimu I smoked back. Open in a counseling session. Kamisa, what's the matter? Akaniambia, you know, mimi kwetu mahali tunaishi, mama na mkanga anaenda. Bro yangu hata ndiye aliniintroduce. Na hiyo mahali tunaishi kuna kigorofa hapo hapijaisha. Tunaendanga huko tunakunywa bangi. Saa hizi inanisumbua juu shule sina mahali ya kutoa hiyo bangi. Help me, Lika. So much of these initiations are not done at home, in school. They are done at home. But they advance in school. Would we be right to do that? Of course. To say that? Because if at all I've been initiated to this and then I want to come to school, that is where I'm going to spend 3 months, 3 whole months. Then I think I can experiment. I'll have to look the bands of my feathers. So that we can flock together. Yeah. Wow. But this has not started. Very few cases are initiated in the school. Wow. Much of it. It's at home. The company. But those are the places whereby we don't even want to know whether our sons are back. We think they are kwa kina so and so. For us, the problem with the parents, we blame the teacher. But we forget, teacher is just a government employee. Doing his work. The full responsibility is on you. The full responsibility lies on you. There is a slogan that says the buck stops at you. Whatever happens, the buck stops at you. Yeah. So never pass the responsibility. I want to talk to the parents. They say to us, never pass your responsibility of parenting, either to the teacher or to your pastor. These others are supportive mechanisms. So we stop looking for money. Is that what you're saying? We are busy looking for money. You look for money. Listen, one man said, my God. One man said, it's better to invest in your children than for your children. Oh, it's better to, please repeat that again. It is better to invest in your children than for your children.
Because if you invest for them, what will happen?
Yes.
They will come,
Yes.
not know the pain or the cost that you paid.
Yes.
Sooner or later, there will be nothing.
Actually, that investment will amount to nothing because
some of them will not even get to enjoy the investment itself if you don't look at them and
but
nurture
if you
them to
invest
become.
in them, number one, the morals, inculcating the right morals, the right character, the right behavior. These are the things now that will make that person a man.
True.
Or a woman.
I respect.
No matter what happens in life, they are able to face life with confidence. And I think that is what the old parents used to do.
Okay.
Kama ni vita walikuwa wanakuchapa. So that they can instill some kind of discipline in you. So me, I want to say, please, parents, those who are listening to me, parenting is a ministry on it. It's a job. It's a key job.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. You cannot delegate it.
And it's very bad because nobody teaches you how to parent.
Don't delegate to the house helps. Some of them were never parented.
So how can they parent?
They cannot. How ndio unaachiwa kufanyia homework ya watoto?
Jesus.
Listen.
Okay.
So please, as much as we are busy, let us create time to be our sons and daughters. And when there is right changes in their way of behavior, we will notice.
Oh, that is nice.
Thank you.
I have a question as we wind up. I can see our time is far much gone.
Yes.
You are a teacher stroke a pastor. What is the place of the church in sex education?
Okay.
Because growing up, we have grown up from this family, then this is the church, then the school.
Yes.
So what is the place of the church?
I want to say, frankly speaking, the church has no place in sex education.
What?
The work of the church is a spiritual aspect. That is the church.
Oh my God.
So that's why I've said the parent is the key.
So
the church, the teacher, they come as supportive mechanism. So whatever the church is doing is just trying to support.
So does that mean it's the responsibility of a parent to lay the foundation of the child? You people, you'll come to build on that. You're not helping us to build.
No.
To lay the foundation.
Responsibility. Lay the foundation. Train up a child the way he should go when he is young.
And when he grows up.
Not take the child to the church.
Okay. Don't pass the responsibility.
Don't pass the responsibility. So the error is coming when you say the church will do it. The error is coming when you say the school will do it. I'll take my daughter to a good school. The teachers will do it. Those are government employed or institutional employees.
They are not parents. So they are doing their job.
So whatever they are doing is
their
just
job.
Trying to support. Out of mercy, they are trying to support. But the buck stops at you.
Hey, our viewers, today it has been tough. We have touched on so many areas when it comes to LGBTQ, and I think we have addressed few issues that all of us can point out to. This is what we are going to say as we end up. We have been told not to pass responsibility. You and I, let us do the best we can. Let us protect our children. Let us give our children accessibility to us. Let us show them that they are protected with us, not they are okay on their own. It doesn't matter how old they are. As young as they are, whatever age, as long as they know that I can go to mom, I can go to dad. I don't know how available you are. But me, I think I'm going to look back and say I want to be more available. I want to be more accessible, because even as we run up and down to make money, to provide a good life for them, we are living out the key thing. That is the love to embrace them, the protection to give to them, and above all, for them to feel as if we are more than parents to them. It's time to befriend our children. That way, in case of anything, they can come to us. We are going to post there. For that, I know we are going to have the pastor on board for much more discussion when it comes to that, bearing in mind that he is dealing with these students now and then. So for today, we want to appreciate you so much for being part of us today. Thank you for viewing. We please ask you to share this episode with the people that you know would want to hear a word and all that. And above all, I don't know whether to say we are fighting LGBTQ. I really don't know what to say. But let us go back to the roots, as we have been told. Let us teach the ways, the principles that are laid very well in the Word of God. It's our responsibility to teach our children, even before we hand them over to the pastor and to anyone else. That way, a child will be able to know, this is not what I was told when I was growing up. And if they choose another way when they grow up, it's not going to be upon you or upon me to say we did not do our part. So for that, God bless you. We want to appreciate No Crass Hotel for giving us a place that we can be able to do this once again. And thank you so much for subscribing. Please, if you have not subscribed, we urge you to do that for much more educating episodes on boy, child, and parenting and everything. It's time to have a conversation that will help us save the next generation. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching Men's Reflection.